What old game should be remade with 2022 graphics? Simpsons Hit and Run. Oh my good fuck, yes please. I had it on PS2 as a kid. If there's one thing my Series X sorely needs, it's this. I got Crazy Taxi a few months back, but it's not a remaster, it's just exactly how it always was. Time has not been kind. GoldenEye. Star Wars Battlefront 2. OMG, imagine an online galactic conquest with like 60 players battling it out in both space and on the ground for control of a planet, until either a score is reached and time runs out, winner gets coins or unlocks heroes or generals to buff their side, and whoever's turn it is attacks the next planet. It would take forever, but man, those battles for control would be epic. Wii Sports. If Nintendo would pull its head out of its butt and make their games available on PC and have a VR version of some of their bigger titles, would see their sales through the roof, but I guess they're right, the millions of PC users aren't interested in Mario. Wing Commander, Privateer, still play it from time to time today. Pokémon Legends Arceus. I've been revisiting Fallout New Vegas on PlayStation Plus recently and the game still holds up. But the graphics have aged very poorly and I would be quite hot and sweaty if it were to just be remastered, let alone remade, which I guess would probably be more like getting a proper sequel instead. In a wider sense, it feels like pretty much every game released in the early mid-2000s needs a touch-up. That was an awkward time for graphics in general, I think, and a lot of games that tried to push the limit ended up aging terribly. The original God of War trilogy, maybe into one game. Or include all the spin-offs and make 2 longer games, done something. Fireboy and Water Girl. Metal Gear Solid, one of the last games, gave us a fresh version of the intro level with modern graphics, and it was exciting to relive that environment again. Scarface, a little bit of the driving physics too, and a bigger map too. Smash Bros. Melee and Smash 64. Honestly, all Nintendo has to do to create a phenomenal game is to make a Smash game where it gives you the ability to toggle between the different generations of Smash. Toggle between the different versions of each character and the different game mechanics of each generation. Imagine playing N64 Pikachu against Melee Fox with Ultimate mechanics. Then they could fan the flames on the competitive Smash world and just make insane gobs of money and also create the greatest party game ever. But, Nintendo is stupidly stubborn, so they won't do it. Ocarina of Time, also Majora's Mask. Fable 2. Skyrim, there's mods sure, but I'm talking about actual new graphics. I want crystal clear quality, I want faces to look real, the water should look real, the magic looking scary real. Bully. Red Dead Redemption. All I want is a remastered, remade RDR bundled with RDR2. Give me the option to play each story separately, but make the main way to play where you start out in 1899/RDR2 and finish in 1914/RDR. Basically the video game equivalent of that made-for-TV adaptation of The Godfather Parts 1 and 2 that make it all one show. None, absolutely none. Enough with remakes, remasters and similar nonsense. Why not do something new and original for a change? For the record, new and original implies not yet another open-world action RPG with stealth and crafting elements. There are a couple games in the genre I don't mind, but it's bloody overcrowded genre. Almost all of them smile. I think game companies are doing themselves a disservice by trying to come up with new ideas all of the time. It's hard to be creative. There are plenty of good ideas already with shitty graphics and that couldn't fully utilize the things they wanted to because of system limitations. Remake all that good shit. To give a specific answer though, there was an early Crash game I played on PlayStation 1 that had really good multiplayer and lots of puzzles. I always thought that it would be popular now with a variety of crowds. I think it was Crash. It might have been a collab. I'd also like to see the Harry Potter games. The ones where they had splitting the games like the books were a shitty cash grubby mess. Edit. Turns out I had more answers than I thought. Please remake the early Sim games. The ones that were fuck-ass complicated and required sitting there with the manual on your lap just to play at the most basic level. They dumbed that genre down so much that they hardly even count as Sims now. The Matrix games. Did you see that goddamn Unreal Engine showcase? Give me a full game of that shit, damn it. I want 4K HDR slow-mo kung fu. GTA San Andreas. I got the remastered version for free Q&D. It wasn't worth the money, my friend. A bit of an out there one, but Max Payne 3. I recently downloaded it, played it, and the story was really enjoyable. The narration and action sequences are really well done, and it's disappointing that Rockstar Games has taken a step back from that in favor of online games. I would absolutely shell out for a remake of Planescape Torment, especially if they could bring in OG staff to talk about things they couldn't fit in round 1, they had to cut a lot of planned content, too. Supreme Commander still looks great, but it can look incredible with new graphics, but I guess many PCs would explode. Archon, Syndicate, and any of the classic LucasArts adventures, though specifically I'd love to see Loom and Zack McCracken. My standard answer would have been Master of Magic, but there have already been several attempts and one currently in the works.
And now for something completely different.
What movie from the 80s should everyone watch? Airplane. Surely, you can't be serious. I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. Polyester, Blue Velvet, The Stuff, Heavy Metal, Altered States, Manhunter. Roger Rabbit. What they were able to do in that movie is nothing short of amazing. Local Hero. It's the best movie of the decade. IMO. Close second, Baghdad Cafe. Honorable mentions: Princess Bride, Wings of Desire, Stop Making Sense. This is Spinal Tap, The Right Stuff, Brazil. Volunteers. This is a movie where Tom Hanks met his wife Rita Wilson. There is so much to love about this movie. Hilarious fourth wall breaking. It's part Bridge on the River Kwai remade as a comedy, and IMO has one of the most hilarious scenes John Candy ever filmed. 1. Top Gun. Perfect combination of drama, romance, action. It's even better if you watch Top Gun Maverick afterwards. The Goonies. But really there's at least another 20 in there you should be watching. The Breakfast Club, Aliens, Indiana Jones Trilogy, Empire Strikes Back, The Monster Squad, Return of the Living Dead, Predator, RoboCop, Conan the Barbarian, Terminator, First Blood, Blade Runner, An American Werewolf in London, Stand By Me, Wrath of Khan, Hook Era, The Last Starfighter, Buckaroo Banzai, The Princess Bride, Clue, Airplane, Highlander, Miracle Mile, Scarface, Near Dark, Midnight Run, Full Metal Jacket, Platoon, Ghostbusters, 48 Hours, Beverly Hills Cop, The Killer, Back to the Future, Evil Dead 2, Mad Max 2, The Blues Brothers, After Hours, They Live, The Thing, Big Trouble in Little China, Battle Beyond the Stars, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Die Hard, and a fuckload more. Intro to body horror. The Fly, 1986. The Thing, 1982. The Blob, 1988. Cronenberg was rocking the screen for body horror in the 80s, it's definitely a style underutilized in horror nowadays. The Wraith. I don't think it's as well known as some of the classics people have listed. I greatly enjoy this film even though it's a bit cheesy. For the lazy, just watch Stranger Things. They steal from almost every great 80s movie ever made. But honestly, for my money, the ultimate 80s movie is Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It encapsulates what it felt like to live in the 80s. Hopeful and optimistic while also a little cynical about the excesses of capitalism and Reagan-era bravado. They Live, Gremlins, Repo Man, Evil Dead 2, Teen Wolf, Beetlejuice, Ghostbusters, Nausicaa 8 Currency of the Valley of the Wind, Karate Kid, La Bamba, Crocodile Dundee, Coming to America, Big, E.T. This is Spinal Tap, The Goonies, Conan the Barbarian. Gremlins is one of my favorite movies. Hell, my username is a reference. Nightmare on Elm Street, just found it on Netflix. It wasn't there when I looked a few months ago, so now it is time for my teenage son to watch it.
And now for something completely different.
What's your best moment that happened by accident? 20 years ago I dropped my GF at the train station and said goodbye. She was an exchange student and had to go back to her home country. It was all very sad. On the bus ride back to my dorm a young woman asked me where a particular stop was. She was an exchange student just arriving. I was getting out at the same stop, so I got out with her and helped carry her suitcases up to her dorm room. We're married, have kids, live in a different country. That one little interaction on the bus changed the entire trajectory of my life. Living in a new city for no particular reason, just because it felt like I needed to be there. No job, no place to live, sleeping in my car on side streets. I just bought a plane ticket and flew there with everything I owned in a suitcase. Found an ad for an older dog that needed to be adopted, so I decided to go there the next day. When I showed up, the owner was in the middle of being evicted. The homeowner was yelling at her from the balcony to hurry the fuck up. This dog comes out barking and growling at me. The owner tells me she was about to put her down because no one would take this old piss-off dog. So I now lived in my car with the dog. Lol. Found a job working on expensive houses in a mountain resort area up north. This dog would sit next to each house all day until I finished. We'd go for walks through beautiful trails in the evenings. 6 years later, and this dog is glued to my side, living the life. She's the best thing I come home to, and it was an accident I even found her.
Thank you for watching this Ask Reddit video. For more videos like this one, be sure to like and subscribe. I will try to post one video every 2 days. Have a good day.
Are they making out? Let's go! Kiss him! Kiss him!
So what's he gonna do? Oh!
He's pulling his cock out!